close this out, I think I speak for all the inductees. We really would have appreciated to watch those videos beforehand to regulate our emotions as we come up. I used to be really tough when I played FDU 15 years ago, but I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, so I cry at the drop of a hat. Okay, I believe that greatness is in the agency of others, and I think all of us that are up here are only here because of the people that lift us up and get us to this stage. So I would be remiss if I didn't spend a few minutes not just thanking the people that got me here, but really telling you what I learned from them on my journey. So I'll go in reverse chronological order. I'll start with Jen. She taught me that I could prioritize academics as much as athletics. My parents are educators. I cared very much about school. I was a student athlete, and she gave me the requisite time and license to achieve that, which I really appreciated. Coach DeFabia and Coach Gray, who's here tonight, true player coaches. Now, the funny story here, why I was 33 out of 32, was I blame Coach DeFabia. He actually never saw me play high school baseball. He came to recruit me at a basketball game on the state championship run because he wanted athletes. So I came here as a shortstop, and I lasted approximately 2 ground balls in the first practice before he kicked me out to the outfield, never to come back. But what Coach DeFabia and Coach Gray taught me was how to get better every single day. How to really put everything you have into just the process. Hearing that for the first time, that was beautiful. And they were true player coaches that just really taught you how to fight through things old school in the best way. And yeah, when I graduated in the midst of a recession, 2009, less than 30 days, Coach Gray, full-time job, great salary, great benefits. Coach DeFabia had me in his camps. And they do what I believe great coaches do, and that is turning boys into men, turning girls into women. And they're still mentors that I have today. You literally sat in the order I needed you to sit. My wife, it's not your standard thank you. We've been together since we were 16. And in the 4 years that I was playing a D1 sport, she was playing a D1 sport. She was the captain of her team. Little different, she was at Columbia, so obviously a lot easier than FDU. Our curriculum is tough. But joking, I really looked up to her. She was in the arena with me fighting. And both of us didn't know if we belonged. We didn't know if we had the license to be great, but we've been each other's champions for many years. And now we have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old who couldn't listen to me for more than 10 seconds, so they are not here. I don't know if it's being filmed, but CJ and Shayla, I love you very much. In a few years, you're going to think this is very cool. In a few years after that, you'll find me insufferable, but I'm here for all of it. My sister also played a Division I sport, also was the captain of her team. If you're guessing if strong female leadership was part of my upbringing, you guessed right. Haven't got to my mother yet. But my sister was your prototypical older sister. She was smarter than me, more disciplined than me, just better than me in every way you can imagine, but never made me feel less than. Led with empathy. And my metaphor for her, expose myself as a parent, as I've watched the Disney film Encanto 142 times in the last year. She's Louisa, right? Pressure of the world at her back, never crack. You need anything to be done, you bring it to my sister Michelle. And finally, my parents, which I understand how much of a blessing it is to be able to have them here today. They're a great yin and a yang. I'd call a foundation and a ceiling. For my mother, I'd say the foundation. It didn't matter if I went 0 for 6 with 6 consecutive strikeouts, which happened junior year in the California trip. Or it was ESPN All-American, every award you could matter. It didn't matter, right? It was all just about unconditional love, making sure I was happy, not being too hard on myself, which you don't realize how important that is when you're a dumb college kid and your sport is just so important to you, but it means a lot more as you get older. And then my father, the ceiling, he casts a large shadow. 4 sports star athlete in high school, his Athletic Hall of Fame for college for 2 sports, which I don't know if that's talent or just the era he grew up in. But what do great dads and great parents do? They're there at every practice. They're there early. They're there for you physically, mentally. Great parents do that. I think every parent here did that for their children. What made him special is he really instilled a level of grit inside of me, which I define as true passion and perseverance. It was the belief that it didn't matter if you win or you lose, but you'll never be out hustled. You listen to your coaches, and I never had to be perfect, but I just had to strive to be perfect, and that's all it took. So thank you for that. I will close in my last minute with kind of a belief or an anecdote. I believe to be an FDU Knight is to be a perennial underdog. And I mean that honestly in the most endearing way. I think everyone got to see it last year. 16 seed FDU takes down #1 seed Purdue. It shocked the world. I don't think it shocked Brad. I don't think it shocked Jen. I think anyone who's a Knight expected it. We even said you felt it that morning. And I had an anecdotal example too. My freshman year, we played Rutgers, and at that time one of the best teams of the nation, #1 in the Big East. They had Todd Frazier, #1 draft pick, 10-year All-Star, and we went to play them, got in the arena, and we fought, and they were just impossible to beat. We never could get a lead. They got us down to the 9th inning, last out, last pitch. I got up. It was 2-1, full count, man on second, and I hit a weak single to right field. And that matters because that weak single, what happened in the next 15 seconds, were 3 egregious errors, including the best player in NCAA baseball, and I literally never stopped running. And I scored, and we won 3-2 that game. My father marked it as my first ever in the park home run, which very much wasn't. But I just never could rectify what happened that day. It really, honestly, was such an anomaly. It made no sense. And it wasn't until recently, getting the phone call from Brad, that I really reflected and ruminated on it. And I think I get it now. I think what happened that day at Rutgers is what happened last year at Purdue, and it happens anytime someone steps into the arena with the Knights, that there's these moments where they just can't believe the audacity of an opponent that may not have the scale, may not have the size, may not have the resources, but they truly have the conviction that they belong in that arena and that they actually can win. So while I'm so proud to be on this stage and get this honor, and so proud to be with so many esteemed colleagues, I honestly think I'm just really so proud just to be a Knight. So thank you.